Hello and welcome to today's 5 at 5. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a good day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I love it because we are invited. Let us rejoice to join in and give God the honor and glory and the praise because he definitely deserves it. I want to read from a very familiar passage, and I'm going to read it from the Amplified Version. It says, "And do not be conformed to this world any longer with its superficial values and customs, but be transformed and progressively changed as you mature spiritually by the renewing of your mind, focusing on godly values and ethical attitudes, so that you may prove for yourselves what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect in his plan and purpose for you." That's Romans 12 and verse 2. And I just read that from the Amplified Version. I love this. It is really, really easy to conform to this world. We are in this world, but we are not of this world. And but when you live in this world and you're constantly bombarded by the values and the customs and the practices of your environment, the people around you, the community, when we watch TV, when we listen to music, our minds are constantly being renewed, constantly. So it takes a lot of intention on our parts to renew our minds so that it is it's changed. That's why it's countercultural. Like when we begin to renew our mind, if we're not careful, we will begin to practice what is around us, the practices of the society, the customs, we will believe the principles and the ideologies of this world. And so we have to be really, really careful because it's easy to conform. I don't care who you are. It is easy to conform. And so we have to sit back. And the danger in this is that when we conform, we're more likely to compare. Let me say that again. When we conform, we are more likely to compare. And the thing that's hard about this is when we compare, we are agreeing with the standards of the world. The standards. What am I talking about? The standards, the standard of success, the standard of beauty, the standard of how we ought to live and be and do and work and just all of the things, the standards. We have to be careful because when we conform, we compare. And when we compare, we are comparing apples to oranges, but we don't realize it's apples to oranges. See, the world calls weak what God calls strong. You know, when you're humble and you're walking this life and you're walking in humility, the world calls that weak. When you love those who have not been loving towards you, those who have been hurtful to you, when you love because you believe love never fails, that is countercultural and that is considered weak. We live in a world that says, you did what to me? Oh, like we're done. I'm not having anything to do with you. Who do you think you are? You know, do you know who I am? The world calls what is strong to God, the world calls weak. And we see this even in the Beatitudes with blessed are the pure in heart. Blessed are the meek. I think that's the one I wanted to say. Blessed are the meek. Well, pure is one too, but let's see. Blessed are the meek. I'm finding it. Bear with me. I want to go to this because It's really, let's see, 5. All right, here we go. Let me put it in the NIV so I can say, blessed, this is the one I wanted to say. Blessed are, not the pure, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. This is so important. Blessed are the poor? How you see how nothing about being poor in the world's mind and in the world's culture is positive. But in God's word, it says, blessed are the poor in spirit. Well, that's those who recognize their desperate need for God. Those who recognize that their dependence on God. You know, that's another thing. The world says that's weak. We need to depend on no one, just be independent and self-sufficient. So I want us to understand that it is a serious matter to take on, to conform to the pattern of this world. I pray that you will consider this. Who are you conforming to? Are you conforming to this world? And how is it hindering you and hurting you? I want you to take some time to examine that. And I hope that you have enjoyed this and that you will pass it on to someone else because we are blessed to be a blessing. I look forward to seeing you on the next 5 at 5.